Alright, hey guys. So it's been a couple weeks since I've posted a video. I have moved now from SoCal, living in San Diego, to now I'm in Key West, Florida. My mom lives here in Key West, so now that I'm retired, I told myself that I would come down here, saying I'm nomadic and live in the RV, and I would spend a couple months down here with her. Because a few months back in August, my stepdad passed, which is pretty unfortunate. Long story short, he passed away unexpectedly. He was perfectly fine the night before. My mom woke up the next morning and he did not. I didn't grow up with him. My mom married him once I was older and already gone and out of the house, but I was still fairly close to him. He was a colonel in the Army, retired, and then he worked as a DOD GS worker for what we call GIATIS here in Key West. So me and him had that military bond because, I'm a retired Marine. So it kind of sucks. I finally retired and I wasn't able to see him once I retired. So that was definitely interesting. So yeah, I'm down here for a couple months. So I wasn't really able to make any videos on the trip here. And to be honest, I'm not sure how many videos I'm going to be able to make here because we're not on hookups. And for my other video, you guys know where I'm not on hookups, I'll usually try to videotape me shaving in the bathrooms, but here the way the bathroom works is it's not individual like I've been at most places, so it's like 5 sinks. You're right there with everybody else, so that's not going to really work for video purposes because I'm not going to videotape other people, even if they give me permission to. I just think that would be kind of awkward for them, but it is what it is. We'll see today how this shave goes. This is the first time I've shaved since being in Key West in the RV. I have been shaving my head. My facial growth, I finally bought some trimmers and trimmed it back quite a bit, like a lot. There was a ton of hair on the ground. But November 12th was my 2-month mark, and probably about 10 days ago, I bought a $20 Philips Norco beard trimmer, and I took off a bunch of the growth. And I finally started to clean up the edges a little bit. Obviously I haven't cleaned up the edges in a couple of days. But yeah, I wanted to cut back some of the growth. It was getting a little crazy out of hand where I was getting like bushes of, and even shaving balm wasn't doing a great job at keeping those down. And I don't know. I'm still unsure if I want to keep it full time or not, but figure I'll try something different. And it's not doing too bad. I don't really grow a whole heck of a lot of hair right there on both sides. But besides that, it's not too bad. I'm not sure if I'm going to let it get much bigger than this, though, as far as growth with length. But we'll see. So for today, I decided I've been trying to kill 2 soaps from B&M that I have that I enjoy. But they were just kind of low, so I figured I would focus on them and kill those, and that's 42 and Leviathan. But for today, I decided to use a different soap, just because on some of the forums we've been talking about PAA, and today actually PAA brought back this beautiful scent called F-Bombs. So it's only for today supposedly because of like Cyber Monday, Black Friday. And I have the whole set, so I have this, and we're using the matching splash. I also do have the EDP and the hard cologne, the solid cologne, and I bought none of this new. I bought it used, and I got it for a really good deal. The whole set with everything for like, I don't know, it was like less than 50 bucks if I remember right. Right now, again, PAA has this, but by the time you see this video, he might not have this. I'm not even sure why I'm mentioning it, but he has the soap and the splash right now. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to give it a go today. One, because it's been a while since I used PAA. It's a vegan soap. And I want to kind of see the performance compared to some tallow soaps I've been using, like Bear Stearns Man. And I love Bear Stearns Man. And also to see if I want to, as you can see, the pour. And I still have quite a bit on this tub. I'm not sure if this is the 5 ounce or the 4 ounce. Because his old CK6s were 5 ounce tubs, and now he only has CK6 and it's the 4 ounce. This one seems kind of big though, but I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe buying a backup of it. I don't know. I really probably don't need another backup of this, but what I was thinking about is maybe buying a backup of the splash anyways and using it as a EDP. So combining it in one of my anitizer spray bottles and using that as an EDP, seeing how it works compared to not being able to buy another EDP. But for today, the razor of choice, I'm sorry if I'm going on a little rant, but it's been a while, is my Rocnel Sailor. Beautiful, beautiful 22L. Love this razor. We have it on setting about 2.5 right now. It's kind of hard to see, but about 2.5. Blade in there is an Astra SP. It's on like its 4th or 5th use, so we're gonna see. I almost tossed it and just was gonna use a different Astra blade, but yeah, we'll try it. I have in my Vanguard, investing like a boss, one of my favorite batches of hair known to man, which is Declaration Grooming B16, which is not always easy to see on this camera. Beautiful, beautiful pour. Love this B16. The pour name is called Become Physics. I think that has something to do with the atom bomb, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Gorgeous. It's like this blue with gold sparkle and like a gray black sheen over that. Really great. Again, my iPhone 8 doesn't nearly capture the gorgeousness, the stunning, beautiful handle. It doesn't capture it, right? It's one of those things you gotta see in person. But I just shook out the water. We're going straight to the puck because we're already at 8 minutes in. So right off the bat, one thing I do like about PAA, I have to say, is a lot of their scents that they do seasonally are fun. You know, like right now you have things like Space Nog, which is a eggnog scent flavor, and I love it. They have a lot of really fun scents throughout the year. I also like that I feel like you don't really need a heck of a lot. Like there's been people that will do like the 5 swirl or 10 swirl. And I've done that before in challenges to see how many shaves I can get out of something like that. And I've gotten like 3 or 4 shaves out of like something stupid like 20 seconds of swirling around where I didn't wash the brush out afterwards. I just put it back on the shelf next morning when I shaved, rehydrated it a little bit, and kept going. This was a synthetic brush, mind you, not Badger. But these days I have so much soap that I'm like, you know, might as well load it like you hate it type of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I picked this today, but I'm back and forth on, do I need more, you know, backups? I already have like 30 backup soaps, and unless you focus on one soap, it takes a long time to use soaps, especially me. I have, right now I'm a little less than 100. I'm probably at like 98-ish, and then I have like 3 in my kill pile that I'm currently working on killing, and so after those 3, I still have like 98 soaps on my shelf. Do I need a backup of F-Bombs? You know, I mean, how often am I able to use it with 98 other soaps? If I shave every day, that means I'm only using 1 soap every 98 days. don't know, so like once every 3 months I'm using a soap. That's going to take me forever to kill them. But that's a plenty. So now we're just going to dip it in the excess water. Man, I gotta say, the sun in Key West lighting right now, it looks really good, man. Look at me. I look good. We didn't wet the head though. Let's wet the head. I thought about using the PAA because I have one over there, just waiting to be used. But I want to give this a fair shake without using any extra stuff. As you can see, I have hair growth. It's been a little bit more than 24 hours because I last shaved, I think it was yesterday morning, pretty early. So hopefully you're all doing good. I've been doing excellent. I've been pretty busy though here in Key West, to be honest. I am here for at least 2 months stationary in the same spot with my RV, which is nice because that is the longest I've been, drop my microfiber towel, in one spot in years. I usually move every 2 weeks to a month. So it's nice being in one spot for a long time. But with that, I need to take advantage of that living in an RV with starting to do some stuff I've been pushing off with the RV, like renovations. You know, like if you look in this video, you see all the white. The RV doesn't come like that, right? The RV came with like gray looking walls, and like these are kind of like more of a yellowish ceiling. So this has all been painted, and you know, a lot of it's starting to chip, and I haven't finished painting. I never painted my bedroom ceiling. So my bedroom ceiling isn't this white color. It's more of a kind of like a creamish looking color. So I've been busy doing things like that lately here. Now that I'm stationary, it's easier to get parts. It's easier to get stuff shipped to me, and just having the ability to stay in one place and not have to pack up stuff. Man, this is nice. Now I'm just dripping some more water in here because CK6 can really take a lot of water from what I remember. But yeah, I've been working on that, and I've done quite a bit since I've been here with the RV. Just yesterday I started installing some rubber seals that I needed to replace on the slide out on my RV on the roof. I'm also considering doing a little bit of some solar upgrade. So this time of the year, solar doesn't get nearly as good energy results as it does in the summer, and that's because during fall and winter season there's less sun during the day, and there's less hours in the day. So because of that, you're going to bring in a lot less solar. So usually in the fall winter I bring in probably about half of what I do in the summer, and which for some RVers might not be an issue, but me, I have this big fridge. This isn't standard in an RV. This is a residential. So this is the fridge you would have in your house or in your apartment, where most fridges in RVs are a lot smaller, and they are propane / electric. This one is just electric. So this one uses quite a bit of energy, and so that uses a lot of my solar energy, which isn't an issue in the summer. I have plenty of energy. I think we're good with what we got right now. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. Let's go with a little bit more. But where it becomes an issue is during this season, the winter, fall. And what I have to do during this time of the season is, one, at night, before I go to bed, is I turn the fridge off. It's never been an issue. All my stuff stays cold, even my frozen stuff stays frozen, and I turn it back on in the morning. But this way at night, it's not using energy, so it saves me a little bit. And then at first round, here we go. And then, oh yeah. And then the other thing I do is I have a generator. And I got that generator as like a backup. And what I use it for is this time of the season. I rarely ever have to turn that thing on during the summer. Unless like I'm somewhere where there's just no sun for like 4 days. And then it becomes an issue. And right now, I've been having to use the generator. And some days like today, it's really sunny, so I haven't had to use the generator. So not too bad. But a couple times this week, it was like cloudy and rainy the whole day. So I had to use the generator. And based on that, it's not a huge issue, right? Like my generator uses probably a gallon of gas every, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours-ish. But I have neighbors, so I don't like to use a generator. I don't like to listen to the generator anyways. I mean, the whole point of my solar is so I could live off-grid in the RV and not have to worry about energy consumptions. So now that I'm in one spot, I'm thinking about that was a lot easier. Maybe I'll just start doing that to rinse out the blade, shake it in the bucket. Is upgrading my solar setup, which is hard for me to decide which route I want to go, because if I add more panels, I gotta add another what they call an MPPT controller, which is the controller that basically takes the energy from the panels and distributes it to the batteries. And the one I have, it works fine, but it's only rated up to 800 watts of solar, and I have 770 watts of solar on my RV right now. And the panels that I'm looking at getting are 200 watts each. So if I just add one more panel, I'm going to need another controller. And the thing with that is, I don't mind buying another controller, but right now, because of Black Friday, they're on sale. They're like a couple $100 off. Like they're $100 off. Second round. Probably gonna have to add a little bit more. Maybe not. Soap, I'm thinking, on this one. First round was really smooth, as you could tell. Yeah, we're gonna add a little bit more soap. But then I'm also thinking about adding more batteries. Right now I have two 200 amp hour batteries, which is 400 amp hours. So I'm thinking about adding another battery to the mix. So I add another battery. I'm thinking about adding a couple more panels, another controller, And the money part, not really the issue, but it's just ordering everything, having it get here, and then the routing of the wires, because so basically the new panels that I would add to the roof, the new controller would support those panels. So you wouldn't run my current panels through that new controller at all. So each controller would support its own panels, which is fine, but then I gotta run a lot of new wires. I gotta cut a hole in my roof so I can run the wires through the RV into my cargo bay where all the electronics are, like the controllers, the batteries, what have you. Which, I did it for my original, so I know how to do it all, but it's not easy, and it's a pain in the ass, and it gives me a little anxiety because, cutting a hole in your ceiling through your RV to the roof, it can go really bad if you don't do it properly, or if you make a mistake by accident. And, I did it once, I didn't make a mistake, but I wasn't expecting to have to do it again, so, like, I don't even know how I would route those wires this time to make it look clean, because, you don't want just a bunch of wires in your RV hanging from the ceiling looking ghetto. And right now my system, it looks clean, like, you wouldn't even be able to tell where the wires are in the RV unless I showed you. But the way I did it the last time is I wasn't expecting to add more, so it's not really feasible that I can tell as of right now to run them in the same spot. But I really don't want to make any more holes in my roof is the thing. So I don't know, I'm kind of on one of those decision fatigue things right now where I want to buy some of this gear because it's on sale, but I don't want to rush it and then regret buying it. So I don't know, it's a weird position right now. And I mean, worst case worse is I just keep running the generator, I guess, but it just would be nice to not have to run the generator even in, winter and fall / cloudy days. Ooh, look at that. See, look how good PAA CK6 is. Like, it's just easy to work with. It gets really, like, a good density. I like a little bit of thick, dense density with my soaps. Like a little bit of a denser structure. Because not all soaps get dense. I mean, not all soaps are super slick either, but most soaps that I own are slick, but not all of them have the same density structure. And this is the style of density I like, where it's a little thicker, it feels a little richer, like a little bit more luxurious, but it's still super slick. It's not too thick where it's going to clog anything up or, get in your way. Now I'm just painting a little bit of water in there, just to give it a little extra hydration. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now with the RV and where I'm at. And then, another thing I've been thinking about is, so we're going to do second pass, and I'm going to stay at that 2.5. We're going across the grain. I've been thinking about selling this RV and upgrading to something bigger. Like, I've lived in this RV now 4 years, and it's not small. It's a 32 footer, which is a decent size for an RV, and I don't have kids, but I have 2 Great Danes and my wife. But anyways, 2 Great Danes. Like, 2 Great Danes are the size of kids. So it's like I have 2 kids in this RV, even though I don't have kids. And it just sometimes feels a little claustrophobic in here. With me and my wife in here. So sometimes I really wish I had another space where if I upgrade my RV to something bigger, I could probably get that extra space that I'm looking for. And also, with a bigger RV, you have more storage underneath your RV. Whether it's a fifth wheel or whether it's an A-Class, I would also gain a lot more storage capability underneath. I'm not saying that I would add more stuff to my already amount of stuff I have adventure-wise, but it would be nice to have that storage, because right now, a lot of my tools and stuff, I lug in the back of my truck, which it would be nice if I could just easily fit those in the RV. So like that's another thing, is if I'm going to not keep this, then it's really in my best interest to not add more solar, because it'd be a waste of money, because I don't think adding more solar to this would get me more money for it, because you know, not everybody wants to be off grid. A lot of people want to be on hookups, actually. And sorry, I'm not talking much about the shave, but the PAA soap is doing phenomenal. The scent is strong. You know, I lost a lot of my smell recently, and I think it's an after effect of when I caught COVID. Even my mom noticed it the other day. We were out together eating, and somebody next to us, a gentleman, I guess, had really strong cologne that she could smell, and I couldn't smell it. And I usually have a pretty decent nose, I thought. So that means to me this is probably a pretty strong scent, because it smells pretty strong to me right now. And it's a dupe, if you didn't know. So F-Bombs is a dupe of Tom Ford's Fucking Fabulous. And I really want to get the Tom Ford EDP of it, but it's not cheap. It's like $300. And because of that, I ended up getting a dupe of it from a company called Barrett Fragrances. And to be honest, it's good, but I like the scent of PAA F-Bombs dupe more than I like the Barrett F-Bombs dupe EDP that I have. Yeah, look at this. Plenty. I should have loaded a little bit longer. And B16, Scott no longer has B16 hair. He's on B17 as of today. And I personally like B16 more than I like my B5 or my B6. My B5 is pretty dope, I will say that. My B6, love the handle. It's a dogwood hybrid handle, and it's nice, but it's a 26 mil, and it feels a little bit small for me as somebody that's mainly head shaving now. You know, I'm not really shaving a whole lot of the face anymore. When I was shaving the face every day, the 26 didn't feel too bad, but now that I'm just a basically head shaver, 26 feels a little bit small to me. So mind you, I'm saying B16, I like it more than B5 and B6, but my B6 feels small. So, you know, maybe if my B6 didn't feel so small, I would like B6 more. I don't know. But I know Declaration Grooming, B16 is one of my favorite batches. The only other two that are right there with it, to me, are B15 and B14. Again, my B5 is it's pretty badass. It's a nice knot. The handle's unique, but that's another thing. I wish the handle was a little different, maybe even. So when I rate brushes, I'm not rating them just on the knot. I'm also rating them on the handle, right? Because the knot could be badass, and if the handle is just okay, then that's going to affect my judgment. I'm not going to want to use it as much, right? You know, it's like It's like a vehicle, you know? I'm gonna like driving a hell of a lot more if it has a really badass engine and it looks sexy as fuck. If it just has a badass engine, yeah, it's cool, I'm gonna drive it. But if it also has that sexy ass exterior, it just makes me like it that much more. Third pass, hybrid pass. This PAA, mixed with obviously the Rocnel Sailor, because you can't just put the soap on a pedestal and say, oh, the soap's doing an amazing job, and not mention that, yeah, the razor also contributes to that, and so does the blade. But this soap, it's doing awesome, man. Like, for it being a vegan soap, I gotta give it credit where credit's due, and it is a awesome base. Like, and CK6 is not that new. Like, it's not super old, but it's been out for a while. So, like, that's another thing to me is, like, that it's going toe to toe with bases now, and it's maybe scratch that, because it's not that old. But is tallow better than this? I don't know, maybe. This is pretty fucking nice right now, and all I've been using is Barrister Man Omnibus, and I love Omnibus. But Rocnel Sailor is also fucking awesome, so I know this has a lot to do with it. And if you can afford to find one of these, I bought this one used, buy it. An adjustable that is beautiful, just beautiful. Again, love that sexy exterior, but the engine, this thing shaves like no other. It's heavy too, it's like 140 grams, I think, but it's so well balanced that I love it. And I only like about 40 to about 85 gram weighted razors. Like, that's my sweet spot. And with saying that, ooh yeah, we're going down to 1, because that's feeling a little dangerous. If you didn't know, the top of your head is a lot more sensitive than the other parts of your head, so when you shave it, you got to be a lot more careful than the sides and the back. So sometimes with like an adjustable razor like this, what I like about it is that I will just adjust. So I'll make it more aggressive on the back and the sides, and then I can adjust it down for the top. But yeah, I don't know, with the RV thing, I'm kind of back and forth on all of it, to be honest. Because even the upgrade, like, I love the idea of upgrading it to something bigger, but then also bigger means a little trickier to park sometimes in RV spots. It means that there's a little less boondocking areas you can go out in the middle of nowhere, because bigger means heavier, means you could get stuck easier. I've even been into some national parks or state parks where my RV at 32 feet was very tight. Nothing bigger than my RV would have fit in that state or national park. So right there you'd miss out on being able to see that national park if I had something bigger. Another thing that's nice is this is paid off. I own it. Yeah, I could take out some investments to buy a bigger RV and use the cash from selling this. But more than likely, I wouldn't sell any of my investments. I would probably just take out a loan because it's easier. It makes more sense usually math-wise. depending on what your interest rate is, because I could probably make more in the stock market than the interest I would be having. There's just a couple little hairs right here. And what I would be having from the APR on the loan. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now, I usually don't recommend doing cleanups like this, but there's just one spot right also there. Oh yeah, just got it all. So, you know, it's kind of back and forth on it. And, you know, I know this RV. I've had it for 4 years. I've worked on it. So what I'm thinking about going forward is maybe giving myself a year. So, hey, you know, 12 months, start, like, in these next 12 months, really think about and challenge your beliefs of, do you need bigger? Is there a way that I can make this feel bigger in that 12 months, so maybe I don't need to upgrade? And I like to do that a lot of things in my life, like really challenge that belief you have about something, whether it's something like this, like, hey, PAA soap base, it's trash. Like, challenge your belief on that, you know? See if you can get like a sample of it from somebody and try it out and compare it to, you know, another vegan. This right here today, I would say PAA CK6 is just as good as any other vegan I've tried. Whether that's Southern Witchcraft, you know, whether that's Holy Claw vegan. You know, I've tried a little less companies of vegan that I can't remember the names because they're not that popular. The only one that I'm not sure about, it's definitely better than Katie Bubbles' old formula, but Katie Bubbles just came out with a new formula, so I'm not really sure which one I would pick on that, to be honest. The new formula from Katie Bubbles is pretty fucking dope, so get that. But maybe I'll make another video, because now we're already at 37 minutes on comparing and contrasting some of these things. But I really appreciate you guys coming by, hearing my rants, especially RV life. I'm still enjoying it, though, you know. Like I said, I'm here in Key West, still retired, able to spend time with my mom almost every day. I'm going over to her house, or we're going out to eat. You know, some days, like, I need a break, like yesterday. I was doing maintenance on the RV, and after I was done with that, I needed a break, so I wasn't hanging out with my mom yesterday, and that's fine. But let's do a little recap today. So for today, we used PAA F-Bombs, which is a dupe of Tom Ford's fucking Fabulous, and it is great. Such a great scent. It really makes me want to get the Tom Ford fucking Fabulous EDP, the real one, because it's so good. We're about to use the matching splash, and I still need to think about if I want to get the one for the Black Friday sale, because they have it right now. As you can tell, I have a lot of decision fatigue lately since I've been here. Man, look at that. The sun's looking great on me, man. That is nice. So PAA has a lot of alcohol in their splash, because it does burn a little bit sometimes. That one, I didn't really feel a burn, but definitely do sometimes feel a burn. And their splashes are super strong. Like, you could wear it as like an EDC, because it's that strong. It has a lot of projection, and it lasts a while. That's why I'm also thinking about getting the splash on this Black Friday, because I could use that as an EDP, or EDC, whatever you want to call it. I could use it as a cologne. Today we used for our razor the Rocnel. Gorgeous. Sailor. This model is the 22, says it right there, and it's the L version. Great razor. We used an Astra SP, which I think I'm going to retire it after this one, even though it was smooth. think it's on its 4th or 5th use. Last but not least, one of my favorite batches of hairs out of any brush that I own is B16. It's a Declaration Grooming made by Scott, and the pour on this one that is gorgeous is called Become Physics. Again, that actually didn't go by too bad in the RV. I didn't use too much water because that's another thing, I'm not on hookups, so I gotta make sure I'm not using a shit ton of water when I shave. But I think I'll be able to make some more videos going forward while shaving. If not, I'm probably going to start making some more videos with me maybe at my table and I'm just discussing stuff in shaving, like comparing scents, maybe even comparing bases to each other, talking about brushes and razors, because I don't think necessarily you have to be shaving to talk about these things. But most wet shavers that you see on YouTube, they do, and I get it because I do it too, it's fun. But I think we could also have discussions without having to shave at the same time. But that went good. I actually would not mind shaving again on video in the RV, not on hookups here in Key West. That went pretty good. Alright. Peace out, guys. Check you later.